Well, this person asked a question that I get quite a bit, and that has to do with concept of foreshortening. This person simply says, I've been struggling with the concept of foreshortening. Do you have a quick tip that can help me? We do have a couple of quick tips we made a long, long time ago, but I think we can juice this up a bit. Well, if you're new to painting or drawing, don't let the word foreshortening scare you. It's a long word, but it's just something our eyes do when we look at images that are not looking, or that images that have some length to them that are turned away from us. And we really see more of that in images than we see those that are just, we see a complete side view. And so I think animals are a really good subject for learning foreshortening, especially animals looking directly at us. So I decided to use this photo of this calf to give you a guide on how you can practice and eventually just be able to get foreshortening naturally without having to think about it. One of the problems, I bet you've run into it too if you're haven't been painting for a long, long time, and that is that people try to think about the image when they're drawing. Got to get this calf right. And they're just thinking about calf, calf, cow, whatever, bird. You can't do that. That doesn't give you information. We let our thoughts give us information about what we are to do. So be sure that your thought, whatever thought you're having, a lot of times it's just unconscious thought. You don't realize you're thinking it, but you really are. Got to get that right. Got to get it looking like a cat. Got to get that thought is going to stand in your way of seeing what to do to make it look like that calf is looking at us. Yeah, I know that sounds like a contradiction, but that's the way it works. So it's how our eyes see. So there's an exercise I want to teach you now. And if you will do this exercise, it may take some practice to get over that business of labeling the thing as you're drawing. But if you will just follow the instruction, do the practice thing, and do the practice thing more than once, many times. It takes a while to get over or to get beyond a bad habit and create a new habit. So, one thing you can do, if you will notice when you're looking at this image, you will notice there's not a whole lot of roundness in it. We start out with the head, and you can start at any point, but if you're creating an animal, if you're working from an animal that's looking at you, I think starting out with the head of the animal is a good thing to do. Now, if you will allow your finger to just go across the top of that head, just back and forth, whatever the shape is, just allow your finger and feel how that movement feels to you. Now, as I move back and forth like that, I can feel that movement, and I can make that line simply by putting it down on the paper like that. That's all there is to it. Once you find the direction it's moving in, and you find how long it is, then you make the line. It's just that simple. So now let's look at where we go from there. Now, if you'll notice that coming down the side of the head, this has sort of a tilt to it. So it does something like that. This is this. Now, here's the deal. When you get over here, don't slow down. A lot of people are so lacking in confidence that they'll want to go real slow because they're trying to get it right. There's another dichotomy, you might say. Going slow doesn't get it right. You feel the movement, the direction in which it's moving, feel the movement and make it with confidence. And you see what I'm doing here. Now, what you just saw me do right there, where I'm holding the pencil like this, but I'm allowing my hand, allowing my fingers to glide over the paper, and then I let the pencil make the mark like that. But if I allow my finger to guide me over the paper, that helps. It helps give confidence. And eventually you won't have to do that anymore. So I'm just going very slow now to show you. All right, so we do that part, and then we see that it's going this way. So I feel that move. Maybe it has a little bit of a curve in it. I feel that movement. I make it do that. I make it do what I feel it doing, like that. And then what happens at the bottom? We're actually, instead of just going all around it like that, why don't we start on the other side? What's happening on the other side? Now on the other side, I'm seeing a little bit of that again. Actually, it begins about right here, and it's going like that, isn't it? Can you see that? It's just doing that. All right, we got that. Now it's doing this, and we do that. And then it takes a slight turn down, and look what we're bumping into. We're bumping into the bottom of his, what does that thing call, his mouth? The bottom of his mouth. And you see, that just goes straight across, or pretty much goes straight across like that. And now what happens? This part goes up like this. You see that? Goes up like that, and then it has a little bit of a curve to it like that. See that? Then it goes across like that. See that? We just make our pencil do what we see. Our eyes are seeing it this way. That's how we make our pencil go like that. And it's coming down a little bit more like this. So a lot of people will draw it on one side and then try to do a mirror image of that on the other. It doesn't always work out like that. So it's better to look at every angle and detect which way it's going just by allowing your hand to do this sort of thing. Then it goes down like that. And then we'll see a little bit, now we see a little bit more of underneath it going like that. All right, so that's the basic idea about how to go about this. Now, beyond that, let's do some moving in other places. That's just a beginning. All right, now, if we go here and here, then we go up here, we see that the back end of that cow right here is just a little bit above that. And you don't have to measure it. You can get the sense of it. It's just a little bit above that. So if I go just a little bit above that, and I can even make a mark there, that tells me where that is. Now, how far over here does it go? So you see, it doesn't go very far over there at all. So I can make that mark. I can find it right here. And then I can just, that too has that horizontal movement going like that. And then it tilts and it goes down like that. And look at the distance. You see, it's not very far at all from this part of the head. Let's go out a little bit further. And by the way, don't worry about getting it right. Just go through this and respond to what you're experiencing. You do several of these. You don't just do one. It's like practicing practicing on a musical instrument. If you're learning a new tune on a musical instrument, most people don't just try to play it through once and they think they have it, but you practice it several times so that you really get the experiencing it. You know what it's doing. And the same thing is true with drawing. And so then we can see it's not very far over there at all. Now, if you were just guessing at that, and if you're saying cow to yourself, chances are you'd want to put that backside way over here somewhere, way over here. But it's not there. That's not the way our eyes are seeing it. Our eyes are seeing it just a little ways there. And you don't have to measure, just do it by intuition. A lot of people suggest measuring, all that sort of stuff. I'm saying that if you will give yourself the experience or feeling which way is it going and how far is it going, that will be all you'll need to do. From that point, it's just practice that, and you get sharper and sharper at it the more you go. Now, we see here, as we're coming down, that ear, look what we can see. You can see that backside on the back side of that ear. That ear overlaps that backside. And so what we can do there, then we come down and say, okay, it's about right here. And we can just say, which way is it going? Don't just try to draw an ear, but look at where is it going. It's going this way, and then it curves and it goes out like that. And then what is it doing here? It's going down like that. Well, the way our eyes are seeing it, that ear is really longer than the distance between the back of the cow and where the cow, where its backside, or his side connects to the head. You see, it's not logical. It's the way our eyes see. So you continue to carry yourself through it, and you're seeing also now, as you're getting into that, you begin to see relationships. That means how parts fit together. And so if you continue like that, as you're putting that ear like that, as it comes down, you see it's doing this, and then it goes out. You see that, sort of like that. Now look what happens. The backside comes right here. Now look, this is what we call follow through, where when there's an image in front of another image, but you can still see portions of that other image, they need to look like they are part of each other. In other words, this needs to look like it's connected to this. And so you wouldn't want to go putting that way over here or way over here, but you sort of look where this is right here, and then you come down and you see we will do then that. That's what we're seeing. And then we continue like that throughout. And if you will allow your hand to actually experience the movement, I call that phantom drawing. I think we may have a quick tip on phantom drawing. But what you're doing is you're allowing your hand, you don't just do it and not pay attention, but feel it. Which way is it going, and how far is it going? Which way is it going? And you can actually hold your pencil on top of the image, or you can use your finger. Which way is it going, and how far is it going? And just experience it, and put those marks down as you're experiencing it. And if you continue then, and I'm not going to draw an entire calf for you, because it's not about me drawing the calf. It's about you having the experience of being able to do foreshortening without any effort. And just remember, what foreshortening is how our eyes see. And what we're trying to do is make that drawing appear the way our eyes see it here. And the way we do that is not to name the thing, but to look for what its different parts are doing. When I say doing, they are moving in directions. This is a movement in a direction. They are moving in direction, and they have length, and that's all there is to it. So when you find that movement, you find the direction and how long it is, and you continue to explore it from that viewpoint, you'll be surprised at how your drawing skills will just fall right into place. Not only will you be able to do foreshortening of anything you see, you'll be able then to really feel like you know how to draw. Be sure and view all of our quick tips. And while you're doing so, subscribe to the channel, click on the bell, so you'll always get a notice when we produce a new quick tip, which is every week. And if you have a question, leave it in the comments section, and we'll make a quick tip for you. Also, take a trip over to DianneMize.com, where I have full-length lessons, downloads, DVDs, lots of other stuff there, some free stuff for you. And while you're there, you can subscribe to the newsletter, and that way you'll always be informed every time we do something new.